So if you are going to hire a design firm before you reach us or before they reach out to us, here's some questions that you should ask them to help you get through the process and get a better design and really meet your expectations. We help people with ideas get them to revenue.
Welcome back.
Welcome back. All right, yeah, this is
podcast number 23, part C.
Right?
Exactly.
And we broke this down because this entire segment of podcast is designed to help you understand the questions you should ask people like us or anybody that you're hiring through the process of getting your idea to market. It's that simple.
Yep.
We recently did a survey.
This is our free
advice.
information for you.
Right?
Whether you hire us or not, at least you know exactly what questions to ask.
It's free information, but I think it's also so you understand what our differentiator is and what makes us different than everyone else you're about to talk to.
Right.
And it really is, we are manufacturers, and our goal is to help you get your product manufactured and sold, because the only way we make money together in that symbiotic relationship is selling lots of products that you sell, we manufacture.
Right.
Right. So.
And let's make no mistake about it. This is part C, so we've done A and B,
right.
So they're already up. Look at A talks about invention help companies. There are good ones out there.
Right. We're not bashing anybody.
Prototypers, great ones out there. And this last segment, designers, fantastic designers out there. Matter of fact, we hire a lot of good ones ourselves.
Yeah.
So all good people. All we're saying here is ask the right questions, and so you can compare.
Yeah, so that you can get your expectations met, right?
Exactly.
So the first off is that a designer designs, right? What does a prototyper do?
Well, I'm going to guess prototyping.
Right. Do they manufacture? Do they market?
Yeah.
Right? They
Most
don't.
of them don't.
So again, their motivation is just to get you a prototype or get you a design, and they're done.
Right.
I will appreciate this about the designers. The reason why we're talking about designers is because a lot of the design firms that have got inventors in their camp have actually reached out to us,
right,
and said, "Hey, you know what? We don't do manufacturing."
That's the whole reason we don't bash any of these companies, because we are a lead source for them. They actually send people to us when they're finished with what they can do.
Right. So, and again, the ones that have reached out to us have been fantastic. What they've handed over to us is perfect that we're able to continue.
Right.
There's some things that, and again, I don't blame the design companies or the designers because they don't have any experience with manufacturing.
Right.
Right. So what they're handing us off to is,
they have some experience with manufacturing. Maybe not saying any, but they just might not have the right experience.
Correct.
Right? Because again, depending on where it's going to be manufactured, there's different types of equipment, and so it's more ignorance than it is anything else, and it's not their fault.
Well, it could be the client's fault a little bit too, because you're getting what you want, right? You're putting your vision out there, and you're getting exactly what the design is supposed to be. To turn that idea into a business, there's a whole different way to go, and that's what we do. That's it's really the only way a business makes money is margin. The design has to be able to be manufactured for $10 and sold for $50, right? That's that money in between is how you pay all your electricity, your operating costs, your marketing dollars, and you have a little profit left over after paying employees. Right. So if you're not designing for manufacturing and you're not having that margin in play, that's where we're just trying to help you. So if you are going to hire a design firm before you reach us or before they reach out to us, here's some questions that you should ask them to help you get through the process and get a better design and really meet your expectations.
Perfectly said, Pete.
Yeah. So number one is I would recommend that you have them walk you through their design process before you start making the CAD file. Your designer should be able to give you a computer automated design, which could also give you a step file. Step file is the way manufacturers can get you pricing, right? So
that's what they read.
That's what they read. That's what they put into their system. Their systems then can tell you, okay, this is what it's going to cost for the mold, for the tool. They can analyze all the parts. The bill of materials is what they would call that. And then they can give you some pricing as far as what assembly would take. And at the end of the day, you know what your product costs as a unit cost before packaging.
Right.
So
now again, depending on the designer, and I know this maybe skips down to a question down a little bit lower, but the segue is perfect. They may have designed something that can be manufactured, but because they probably didn't ask you what your retail price was going to be, so you could know where your cost needed to be, they were just designing what they thought you wanted. And what you want and what you end up getting could be two different things. A really, really strong company, a manufacturer, is going to want to help you succeed. And in order to succeed, you have to, like any other thing that you would ever purchase in your life, real estate, I always go to it. People think they make their money on the sell price of their house. They make it on the purchase price, not the sell price.
It's everything in life.
Everything you buy, you want to buy right at the beginning. So when you do sell it at the end, you're profitable. You can make money. So same thing with manufacturing. You want to, a good manufacturer is going to tell you, I like the way this looks, but do you know that if we changed the gate on this, you're going to have the,
I equate it to when you go to the car show and you see that like prototype car that oh my God, this is going to be the awesome, most sexy car.
Yeah.
And then it goes to the design for manufacturing process and you get this like watered down version of what you thought, right?
Yeah.
And that's exactly what happens. Designers are like thoroughbreds. They love to design and they're very good at it.
Right.
But what they are going to design is always going to be this elite, elegant, sleek, beautiful product that needs to be just, for us, we need to figure out how it's going to be manufactured first and then design it around that so it looks sleek and elegant. And
those, Pete's been in the car business for many, many years.
Yeah,
so if you want to go out and check something out on Google, do this. Go check out the Porsche Mission E.
Yep.
It's their first all-electric car. When I tell you that that first concept car they came out with, it looked so damn real that I literally called Porsche and I wanted to put a deposit on one. I wanted one. It was going to be 3 or 4 years out. I wanted that car so badly.
How many years has it been now?
Well, they finally came out with it. It's no longer the Mission E. They changed it to the Porsche. I'll have to think of it and get back to you guys on that. But it looks nothing like the concept car, which was smoking hot. So there's major disappointment when you have to go through
and I'm going to
that.
tell you, that's major disappointment if you're launching a product and you're showing everybody your renderings of this product that's not going to get made, and then you have the watered down version. Keep it a secret.
Taycan, Taycan. It's the Porsche Taycan electric vehicle. Again, looks nothing like the concept car, which I thought the concept car was
because it made it look
was
real.
more of a real car for Porsche. But anyway, again,
just the last right there, we still believe Porsche is a very good product, a very good
absolutely.
car. They've done their job, so
it.
buy the Taycan.
Do we make that car for them?
No, not yet.
Yeah.
Maybe we make a part for that car at some point. But look, and just so you know, if we're looking off camera and looking up at the screen, yes, we are reading off a prompt because there's a lot of information here. I want to make sure the questions that you're going to ask are that you have them accurately. So
we got off track a little bit on the car, but again, the point is that a real good manufacturer is going to share with you ways to make your product less expensively for you.
And so question number one was, in order to get to that, they're going to have to give you a CAD file, because that's without a CAD file, that's the first and foremost thing you need to get. And then the second question is, how's this designer going to fully understand what you are trying to bring to market? Because again, I will tell you, and this is just from our experience, what you have in your head as a designer or an entrepreneur or an inventor, it is sometimes really hard to extract, someone else's vision, and there's a process to that. So have them just walk you through that process. How are they going to go through and make sure that, like, at the end of the day, what they're designing, you guys are on the same page?
Right.
I can share with you how we do it. We've had it in the other podcasts, but it is really just a lot of sketching, a lot of designing, a lot of getting on the same page, and then letting the design team improve upon what your thoughts were. At the end of the day, what we'd love to hear is, oh my God, that's so much better than I thought it was going to be.
Right.
Then that's got to be the goal, right? That's how we do it. So
how many iterations will your designer create for you before you get dinged for more money?
Right.
That's an important one as well. I mean, obviously, designers get paid by their time, and so you do want to make sure you understand that. Again, no plug for us, but we have a flat fee, and we don't have unlimited iterations, but our goal is obviously to bring the best possible product that we can to
we've
market.
We've proven our process that within 2 iterations we can get there. Obviously, the sketching is a separate iteration process, but when we get to the CAD model, we're usually there within 2 iterations where. everyone understands this is exactly what we're getting.
Right.
And then we don't move forward until that sign off is there, right? 'Cause
Exactly.
at the end of the day, we're just as invested in how this product looks at the end because we're going to be manufacturing it.
And we're going to be selling it, hopefully.
Well, and exactly. It's got to be eye candy. And I want this, every product we make, I want it to fly off the shelves because I'm going to make more of them. You're going to sell more of them. That's just the symbiotic relationship.
Another important question, do I own the intellectual and creative
question.
properties? Will I get a CAD and design files at the end? You would think so, but there are a lot of companies
you gotta make
that
sure.
if it's not asked and you want to fire them, if they haven't told you, they'll keep the files because that gives them, the leverage that they need in order for you to continue on with them. So you always want to ask up front. The good ones will give you that. There are some that we've come across.
There's a couple of tweaks you just got to make sure because some companies will feel that I actually was the one who came up with that solution.
Right.
And they feel that's
it may have been your design, but they actually improved on your design, so they feel like now they own that part of it, even though you've paid them for that process.
Again, in our standpoint, that is, if we're working for you, we're working to give you the concepts and the ideas and make your product better because that's how it benefits everybody.
Exactly.
So make sure you own all the files and that you get the CAD models because you're going to need, again, if this is just a design company or a design person, that's it. That's one person in your camp. Now you're going to have to go to still another 10 steps forward. So you're going to need these files to start going to, the DFM process as well as the getting costs for manufacturing.
Correct.
So you're going to need them.
Expectations need to be defined. So how long is it going to take?
Right.
What are your responsibilities in helping create that design? And again, what if you're not happy in the end? How does that work? Are they going to continue to work with you to make you happy, or are they just going to basically say this is kind of what the engagement was about, and we're kind of finished unless you want to pay us more money? So, again, we're just sharing with you these great questions that you should ask when comparing or going down these.
And these are a combination
areas.
of questions we get asked every day. These are also a lot of questions that our clients should have, they wish they would have asked the previous people they hired.
Yep.
So we're just bringing them to everybody's attention. All right. So the DFM process.
Yeah, we did talk about that.
We did. So I think we can skip that. And if you need to get more information on the DFM process, you can watch the previous videos. Just look for the DFM process. But that is
designed for manufacturing. It's the most critical
part of what we do.
Exactly. It is
where cost and price and manufacturing and design all converge into one place to make the product that is going to turn into a business.
Exactly.
That's it. All right. So again, expectations in the end, what you're going to get, make sure you understand what to expect. So ask the question when this is complete, what am I expecting from you? And I think that's really, get your details, right? Like set the expectations so you know what you're going to hand off on. Get examples.
Some bonus questions would be, can the designer, give you an idea of what tooling or molding would cost? And the tool and mold is actually the asset that you buy that actually creates your widget, right?
It's a really good indication if they have an understanding of that, because if they do, then that's a good designer, right? Because if they can give you a rough ballpark, or they say, you know what, I can contact some people that I do this with.
Yep.
It just means that they're more experienced, right?
Exactly.
You're getting further down the process.
Well, they have an idea of what your unit price would be, and of course that obviously depends on quantity size. So if you're ordering 500 of something, it's going to be much more expensive than ordering 10,000 of something.
Well, I'm going to add one more to that. Like, what's my market price going to be? Right? Because I think if a designer doesn't understand what the cap is, like if they have experience to say, well, I can't use gold threaded, gold plated nuts and bolts here. Like at some point they got to understand that if I'm designing this to be like a Swiss watch, my cost will be way out of whack.
Exactly.
So I think it's really important that you guys have that discussion on what you think the price point is, and if you're not sure how to do that, just go to Amazon, look up something like what you've got, or go to Google, get your price ranges. Don't look for the biggest target out there that's the biggest brand that's selling at the highest cost. Look at the mid ranges, because that's where you're going to be starting in the market.
And the last bonus question would be, if they're an experienced design firm, do they have references to where you can go to to hire a launch team to launch your product, or hire a marketing team to market your product.
Right.
Or
manufacturers.
Or even manufacturing, correct.
Right.
So if they're really good, they might have those references.
They should have those networks, because if they're designing products that are going to get to market successfully, then they should have that automatic, here's where you go for the next step, right?
Exactly.
Again, we're an A through Z company, and Z starts with me loving the product and sharing it with my friends. Everything before that is the complete process to get an idea from napkin to revenue.
Right.
And again, we're also explaining this because that's our differentiator in the market. We are, your team are, we're really a team of mentors that have experience getting through and helping people like you who have amazing invention ideas to get them to market.
Right. And in the selfless plug, we share these questions that you should be asking anybody that you're looking to hire. We're asking you to ask them because we already know all the answers to these questions.
Well, we get asked them all the time.
We do this through our entire process that usually takes anywhere from 21 to 35 weeks of working with us. We wrote the book on these questions that need to get answered.
Well, when we say we have a dedicated team.
Yep.
Of industrial designers. We have a dedicated team of people who can help source and manufacture. We have an entire team overseas and domestically that handle our manufacturing process, have our networks, and have built those networks over the last 25 years that Dan's been manufacturing. We have people that understand marketing, understand how to find people in the marketing, how to get the right demographics and all the market research that goes into it. And again, our goal is
logistics team.
Yeah, our goal is to get your idea from napkin to revenue, and all the pieces that we have in place. It's a one-stop shop so that we can efficiently and quickly get your product launched.
Right. Fulfillment partners. Very important.
All the questions that you could ask, we have. And again, that's what these podcasts are for. So you understand, it's never, I think most entrepreneurs and inventors, they think that they've reached the finish line when they have so much more to go.
Right.
And that's frustrating, but it's also, if you know it in advance, that's where mentorship comes in. And
it's a marathon that never ends.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's exciting. That's what brings you to market.
It's a journey. That's why they call it a journey.
All right.
So we're done with.
We've gotten through.
I think we're finally done with podcast 23.
Yeah, right? Podcast 23, part A, B, and C. We appreciate you guys watching, and we hope that this is informative and that you guys are learning, and hopefully that we're motivating you also to look at, you're getting an idea to market, because I think in today's world, it has become doable for everybody. Every individual citizen can have a product on Amazon.
Yep.
And so again, please like us, follow us, share us, subscribe to us, whatever all these things you need to do. We're launching TikToks as well, so you'll see more of that.
Pete's losing some weight, as you can see.
Yeah, I got to be a superstar model again.
Yeah, that's good.
Anyway, appreciate it, guys, and look forward to having more of these podcasts, and looking forward to meeting you all.
Have a great day.
Thanks.
Bye.